Welcome to my channel. First of all, thanks for being in my channel. We are going to learn aptitude. As a part of it, let us learn about the time and distance. We are going to cover the time and distance in the series of lectures, and our major intention is to cover from the basic level to the advanced level. And I'm sure that you are going to learn the complete concepts and you can solve any problem in any of the competitive examinations like SBI or RRB or SSC or any competitive examination. You can easily solve the problems, right? So please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and here we go. So we are going to learn about the time and distance. So in order to solve these problems, the basics should be right? So we are going to start from studying the problems about the cars or vehicles or anything. So it is the one stage where we are going to discuss about the problems on the cars and vehicles, and the next stage we are going to discuss the problem about the trains, uh, and the next stage we are going to discuss the problems about the boats or streams. So it is going to be a planned lecture. So before studying detail about each and every topics about these different topics, let us understand the basics of the time and distance. And it is mostly important. Remember, mostly we do the mistakes in the basics, right? So we does a, that is the if we have a good strength in our basic, automatically we can solve each and every problem, right? So suppose if we have a vehicle, so it can be a vehicle or a car or a man, or it can be anything. If you have a vehicle here, so a vehicle started from the point A at a particular time t1. At a particular time t1, the vehicle have started here, and it have reached the point B at a particular time t2. At a particular time t2. So it have covered a distance d. So we are going to name the distance as d. See here, so remember here, this particular vehicle have started at point A at a particular time t1 and reached at the point B at the particular time t2. So what is the time taken? It is nothing but t2 minus t1. And also if it have moved from A to and it have reached B, so it have covered a distance t. Now it have covered a distance d in a particular time, then the particular vehicle is going to have what? Speed. So here we have, in the time and distance we have three things here: the speed, the distance and the time, and the complete problems are going to depend on these three parameters, right? So there is a formula for this, for the speed. So what is the formula? So the formula is speed equal to distance by time. So speed equal to distance by time. So now this is the major formula which we have to remember for solving each and every problem. Now before going to in depth about the different problems, let us understand the units of each and everything, right? So let us study about the units, and remember, majorly we do mistakes in the units, right? So if we understand about the units in clearly, we can easily solve any problem and there will be no confusion for us. So our first parameter is, let us take the parameter time. So we have three here: time and distance, and the another is speed. So let us discuss about each and everything, right? So if you take the time, generally for the time, we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So in the time we have hour, minutes and seconds. So this is the major things: hour, minute and seconds. And we should know how to convert hour to minute and minute to seconds, right? So how we are going to convert hour to the minute, right? And remember, if we want to cover hour to the minute, we have to multiply it into 60, right? That is 1 hour equal to 60 minute. So how much whatever the value here we have been given, we have to multiply it with the 60. If we want to convert the minute to the hour, we have to divide it by 60. So it is a major thing. Hour to the minute conversion, it is an easy thing, everyone knows this thing. So but there will be small mistakes made here. So if you do a small mistake, automatically the output will be the different, right? So it should be clarified. So likewise, we cannot minutes to the seconds, minutes to the seconds, right? If we want to convert minute to the second, we have to multiply it with the 60, right? If we want to convert from second to the minutes, seconds to the minutes, we have to divide it by 60. So you know that because of this basic principle, 1 hour equals 60 minutes, 1 minute equals 60 seconds, we have to do these things, right? So you should not confuse here, right? So for example, if you have given 30 minutes and if you are asked to convert it to the hour, so what is the hour value, right? So if you want to convert the 30 minutes to the hour, so if you want to convert to the minutes to the hour, you have to divide it by 60. So it is nothing but 30 by 60. It is nothing but off, that is 1 by 2 hour or off hour, 0.5 hour. So you can take this thing, right? So this is an easy thing, but there can be some complicated also. Suppose you have given 4 hours, right? And you have asked to convert into the minutes. So it is an easy thing. 4 hours, 4 into 60, right? So how many? It is 240 minutes. So it's an easy thing. And suppose if you have given 4 hours, 30 minutes, and you are asked to convert it to the minutes. So what minutes it is? So if you have asked this particular question, so you can easily do here. It is 4 hours. It is nothing but 4 into 60 and 30 minutes. So 4 into 60 is what? 240 plus 30 minutes. You have to add this 30. So it is nothing but 270 minutes, right? So like this you can easily solve for it. Suppose if you have given 4 hours 30 minutes and if you have asked to convert it to the hours, so if you are asked to convert it to the hours, so we know that 4 hours is the 4 hours plus 30 minutes. If you want to convert 30 minutes to the hours, we have to divide it by 60. So 30 divided by 60, right? So it is nothing but 4 plus 0.5, right? It is nothing but 4.5 hours. So 4.5 hours. So like this we have to convert hours to the minutes. So it's look very simple, but you should easily understand, you should very clearly understand this particular concept, because small mistakes leads to huge problems. So if you have a very clarity idea about these things, that is when you study a problem, you have to study very clearly whether it is hour represented in the hour or whether it is represented in the minute. So you should take into the unique format, either it should be in the hours or either it should be in the minutes. So for that there is a need of conversion. So this particular concept is most important when you deal with the time, right? So that is, formula speed equal to distance by time. So time can be the hours or minutes or seconds, right? So we have understood. Then the next is what? Distance. So the distance can be in kilometers or meters. So the distance can be, the unit of distance can be kilometers and meters. And there is an easy conversion between kilometers and meters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, right? So if you want to convert kilometer to the meter, you have to multiply it with the 1000. If you want to convert meters to the kilometer, you have to divide it by the 1000, right? So if you want to convert kilometer to the meter, you have to multiply it with the 1000. If you want to convert meter into the kilometer, you have to divide by the 1000, right? So this distance is very easy. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So next, let us discuss about the speed. What are the units of the speed? Now see here, speed equal to distance by time, right? So we know that distance can be kilometer or meter. The units of distance can be kilometer or meter. And now the time can be hours, minutes and seconds, right? So minutes we doesn't it's take in this particular speed, right? So we are going to take in the hours or seconds. So by this, if we take here the distance in kilometer, the time we should take in the hours. If we take the distance in the meter, the time we have to take in the seconds. So the units of the speed will be kilometer per hour or meter per second. So the units of the speed will be kilometer per hour or meter per seconds. And one most important point while solving any problem, right? So remember, if we have kilometer, here we should have the hour, because kilometer per hour, if the distance is calculated in the kilometer, the time we have to take the time in the hours itself, right? If we have taken the time in the hours, we have to take the distance in kilometers itself, right? But if suppose we have taken the time in seconds, then the distance should be taken in the meters. That is, we have to convert from kilometer to the meters, or else we can convert the hours to the seconds. But the pattern is should be same. Either it should be kilometer per hour or either it should be the meter per second. And is the most way of confusing and most way of that is majorly the problems we do mistake in these particular things, right? So we have to concentrate on these things, right? So we have learned that the speed is calculated either in the kilometer per hour or either in the meters per second. Now, if suppose we have given a value, that is we have given the speed in kilometer per hour, then if we have been asked to convert it to the meters per second, then we should able to convert it. So for converting the kilometer per hour to the meter per second, we have a formula for it. So the formula here is, if you want to convert from kilometer per hour to the meter per second, we have to multiply it with the 5 by 18. So if you want to convert, remember, if you want to convert from the kilometer per hour to meter per second, right? Kilometers to meters per second, then you have to multiply it with the 5 by 18. Now in the reverse case, if you want to convert from meter per second to the kilometer per hour, you have to do it by 18 by 5. Remember, by shortcut, simple shortcut, kilometer is the higher, right? So if you want to convert the meter to the kilometer, you have, that is, there should be higher on the top, right? 18 by 5, easy way, right? So if you want to convert kilometer to the hour, that is a lower, you are going to do the lower. So justly remember that is going to, lower value is going to come first, that is 5 by 18, right? So you have the point here you have to remember is 18 by 5 if you want to convert a meter to the kilometer per hour, meter per second to the kilometer per hour. And if you that is, if you want to convert kilometer per hour to the meter per second, you have to multiply it with the 5 by 18, right? So suppose if you have given a problem, convert 54 kilometer per hour to the meter per second. So what is the value here we have given? 54 kilometer per hour. So if you want to convert kilometer per hour to the meter per second, what you have to do? You have to multiply it with the 5 by 18. That is 54 into 5 by 18 meter per seconds. So when you do this, 18 3 ja 54, right? So right, then 5 3 ja 15, that is equal to 15 meter per seconds. So here you should understand the point very clearly, that is, for 1 second how many meters it moves? 15 meters. So here also, for 1 hour how many kilometers it moves? 54 kilometers, right? So these are the important things, right? You should understand the concept by seeing these formulas, by seeing these units, right? So like this we can convert 50 kilometer per hour to the meter per seconds, right? And remember, every time we should focus on some shortcut methods. Like suppose if you have given a car is moving at a speed of 60 kilometer per hour, then if they have asked a question, right? If a car is moving at 60 kilometer per hour, then how much time it takes to complete 30 kilometers? See here, there is no need to do anything. There is no need to do a formula, take a formula, speed equal to distance by time, and there is no need of these all things, right? So why? Because what he have asked, 30 kilometers. See here, by this speed there is easily clarify, we can clarify that for 60 kilometers it take 1 hour, then for 30 kilometers how much time it takes? Half an hour. So it is a very easy method of evaluating the value directly from the our given values, right? So firstly you can go with this long method. That is what we are going to do, speed equal to distance by time. So here actually our vehicle is going with the 60 kilometer per hour speed, and the distance what we have asked is 30 kilometers, how much time it takes. So we have to know the t. So easily what we have to do, if we take here to here, that is t equal to 30 by 60, it is nothing but half an hour, right? So it is half an hour. So here easily, that is there is no need to represent everything in formula. Sometimes we can just easily find out by the directly given values, right? So like this, 60 kilometers take 1 hour, 30 kilometers it take half an hour, then 15 kilometers it going to take 1 by 4th hour, right? So or like this we can do many things here. For 1 minute it moves 1 kilometer by this value. For 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, so 1 minute it moves to the 1 kilometer. So you should practice enough problems, so such that you will be getting directly idea of how to solve the problems easily, right? So always it is not necessary to represent in the formulas. We have to represent in the formula, right? But all the time it is not required, right? So speed equal to distance by time. We are going to study about each and every concepts again in our next lessons, right? This is about the units, all the units. We have discussed about the time units, we have discussed about the distance unit, and we have discussed about the speed units, and we have discussed each and every conversions, right? So remember these concepts, of all the basic concepts, right? So in the next lecture let us going to do some problems, right? So we are going to remember, we are going to solve from the basic to the advanced level, right? Thank you.